Welcome, fellow travelers. It's Mickey Gold. So once again, we are going to be looking at a little bit of astrology with the full moon. Now, the full moon coming up on Saturday is in Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is a fixed air sign. Now, I know Aquarius is a water bearer, so why it's the air sign, beyond me. One of the reasons I'm not an astrologer. Now, when we look at astrology, it's to kind of check the temperature of what's going on around us. Now, you can get personal by typing in, free natal chart and putting in your time of birth, date of birth, and the zip code of where you're born. And that will give you, for instance, you would be able to look at where Aquarius falls on your chart and how it might affect you by the way it falls. We have these things called houses on a natal chart that talk about things like health and talk about things about like relationships, career, all sorts of things. There's 12 of them. And so wherever your Aquarius falls for you might have that effect. And it might have a different effect on somebody else if it falls in a different part of their chart. So if you wanted to go and look at your personal chart, that's a way to look at astrology, and you might want to look deeper at all the other things that are happening currently, because there's a lot happening. There's retrogrades, there's trines, there's squares, there's all sorts of things. And this could be a 12-hour video, but again, I'm not an astrologer. What looking at it is for how it affects the world around me. So that way I don't take things personally and I can understand. I can say, just like when you find out what the temperature's outside, well, 97 degrees might be wonderful for one person, 97 degrees might be heck for somebody else. So that same thing here. This energy might be wonderful for you, but feel awful to somebody else. So when you talk to an astrologer about Aquarians, one of the words you'll hear is quirky. But the main thing to know about Aquarians is that it's an energy of power to the people and up with people type of thing. Aquarians, as and again, this is just one little aspect of who they are, but the Aquarian energy typically in relationships and intimate relationships or don't fence me in type of people. However, in a group, when it is for a cause, they are all in, all on board. And that quirky side, the thing about the quirkiness is that they have a different way to look at stuff. So we've come off of some Capricorn. We came after some Capricorn full moon. Capricorn energy is institutions. It's big power. It's just the way it always is. It's that type of thought versus the Aquarian, like, okay, well, that's not working anymore, so let's think outside the box. So, for instance, if you felt this energy of, I need to move forward, but something pulling you back going, no, the steps aren't there for you yet. It's waiting for that Aquarian energy to fill in the little paving stones in front of you so you know where to go. So if you felt uneasy, if it feels like plates are shifting, which at this time I've heard more than one astrologer mention that because of all the different things happening, that we might have some seismic activities in different places because of the shifting, because we got that old paradigm and we're coming up with a new paradigm. As we've seen in the past year and a half, things have changed and they're not likely to go back. The things that worked before are not working. You have billionaires going into space and you have people on Earth who cannot feed or keep a roof over their house. And this is not working for a lot of people. So you're seeing that Capricorn, business, corporate, all that sort of things. And, I am right because I make money and I make the rules, and the golden rule, he with the gold makes the rules, is not working anymore. So then you have that Aquarian energy coming in going, no, this is not working. Let's try this. Power to the people, up with people. Let's do this type of energy. So you're going to see some big cataclysmic changes possibly because that energy is so strong currently, because the other part of this is you have the full moon and Aquarius, yet you have Leo for your sun sign 2 days before that full moon. Leo is going to kick in, and Leo is courageous. Leo will do anything for you. So you have that fierce fire energy coming at you, and it's a good fire energy, because there's some fire energies that are warrior type of thing. The lion does what it needs to do. It protects its family, it protects its pride, and it doesn't just kill to kill. It doesn't go to war just to go to war. It's a perfect helpfulness for this Aquarian age. It's a helpfulness for defending the people who need the defense. It's trying to get that quirkiness out there. It's the very positive. Leo's got a very positive energy to it. Some fire signs can have a very not positive energy to it, but Leo has that very up and cheery type of energy in that mane, and those two signs go really well together. Air and fire, man, that's just a really great combination. Now, like I said, we've come off of that institutions, rules. We've always done it this way. Well, according to an astrologer that I was listening to, some of the things that are lining up right now are very much like the Protestant Reformation. When Martin Luther, who is going to be the hero, which is hard for me to swallow at this point, is going to be the hero because ex-Lutheran and not fond of the anti-Semiticness. But in this story, he's sort of the hero. He nails those 95 theses on the doors, or theses, on the door of the Catholic Church, saying, what you're doing isn't right. Because at the time, the Catholic Church was more powerful than any ruler, any king, any queen of the time. They ruled everything, and to the detriment of the people, even more so than what Lutherans would come to do later on. But it was a very detrimental, very fixed, we have it all, we are in control of everything. And this was like, no, people need power, people need to talk to God directly type of energy, thinking outside the box, using at that moment a very Aquarian energy with that power of Leo. So that's one of the things that have happened during this sort of energy. Not to say, this is just an example. This is, again, with astrology, it's patterns, it's cycles, but that does not necessarily mean that we are going to see the toppling of big institutions. Although at this moment you have Frito-Lay on strike, you have Fred Meyer's, you have their warehouse on strike, and I'm sure there are probably going to be multiple other strikes going on. You had a fast food restaurant where everybody walked out and quit. You have around where I live currently, signs up at all the fast food places offering pretty good money for a fast food restaurant, and even one of them offering like a $500 bonus if you start working for them. So you're seeing people evaluating, like, wait, why am I going to work for this billionaire who's shooting themselves off into space and I can't even afford the very basics? So you have people going, I'm not going back. Depending on how you see stuff, whether it's right or wrong, but people are seeing stuff like, just because I've been told that trickle down, or I've been told that, corporations deserve this because they're, again, he who has the gold makes the rules type of things, this is the way it's always been. You just go to work and you do as you're told. People are starting to go, I don't think so. We were told, for instance, with the fast food restaurants, they were all open during the pandemic when the rest of people were off. And, they were needed frontline workers type of things, and they were people who, they were necessities. And now all of a sudden they're not going back to being treated like slaves. I mean, because they're not being whipped, but you're not being paid enough. So how is that fair? And you have people who are standing up to their corporation saying, hey, I worked from home for a year and a half, and now you're telling me that you can't do that for me anymore? maybe I'm not going back. That's the Aquarian. That's the thinking outside the box. That's the questioning of the rules. Whether you believe them or this is wrong or right, that's not what I'm saying. That's the energy. That's where Aquarius comes from, is the, wait a second. You've been telling me this and it's never worked and it's still not working. So why don't I think of something new and different? And again, anytime we change, it's uncomfortable. So if you feel uncomfortable, this could be part of the reason that you feel uncomfortable. And the thing is, with this personally, when we take this back into us, which is what we should be doing, because yes, it's good to understand the world around us and the chaotic stuff around us and what's going on. The thing is to go inside of ourselves and see the rules we've made up for ourselves. We don't have to always blame corporations or institutions for this. We have taken on, whether it be from our parents, whether it be from working for places, our churches, whatever the case may be, we have made rules for ourselves. I have to get up by this time. I have to do this. I have to do it this way. What the Aquarian energy of this full moon is asking us is, do you want to keep that? Do you want to? Do you really need to? What about trying something new? And of course, that's going to feel really scary. And when we talk about full moons, we're always talking about releasing to the full moon. So here with that Capricorn, we're looking to the past, we're looking at the way things have always been, and we're deciding, do you want to keep this idea of yourself? It might just be so much like, I'm this sort of person. Do you want to keep saying that, or do you want to have a new I am? Just very simple, like, could be, I've been eating this for this many years because it's good for me, but hey, maybe there's something tastier that's better for you, something that you might enjoy. That's what this is asking you to look at. So again, you can take it from the bigger and get the understanding of, this is what's going on around me. Wow. And you can also take it to the smaller where, hey, let's get some Leo in us and let's get some Aquarius, which I happen to be very lucky because my partner is a Leo and one of my very good friends is an Aquarius. So I have them both on each shoulder and I can take some of their understanding, their wisdom, their knowledge, and actually look at my life from the point of view of the might of the Leo, that amazing energy of the Leo, and that amazing thinking outside the box of the Aquarius, and take that and look at my life as if I were my partner or one of my best friends, and look at the things and like, do I need to keep this? Do I need to keep telling myself that? Do I need to label myself as that? That's the thing. And if you know a Leo and if you know Aquarius that you get along well with, take that energy of them and look at yourself, do that little microsurgery of, if I were talking to that person, would they want me to keep with that? I know both of them, for me, have my best interests at heart. And both of them would be like, get rid of that. You don't need that, girl. So, find that somewhere for you and check it out and see what you think. If you have any thoughts, questions, or anything, please put them down at the bottom. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe. And peace, love, namaste.